Alright, hello guys, how's it going? In today's video, we are once again going to be talking about that historic winter storm that is going to be ongoing throughout the day today and tomorrow and the next day. Now, before I get started with this video though, I would ask that you do subscribe if you do like weather-related content. Also, make sure to share this video with your friends, family, and social media. And also highly recommend that you check out our very exciting Patreon page in the description and in the pinned comments down below. And then also our very awesome channel membership. You can click that button next to the subscribe button to check out all of our tiers right now. Now, for today's comment of the day, I want to know, what do you think is the maximum amount of snowfall we see with this winter storm? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll be picking one of those for tomorrow's video. Now, let's go ahead and check out those warnings, watches, and advisories, and I wanted to show this because look at how amazing this is. I don't think I've ever seen this many winter storm warnings over Texas and Oklahoma. I mean, the entire state of Oklahoma, the entire state of Arkansas, almost all of Texas. This is just incredible, guys. Truly a historic event is going to take place. We even have a blizzard warning there for Texas and New Mexico. I think it's in Texas as well, but for some very small counties there on the very western edge there, as you can see. But this extends well into the Ohio Valley, so we have multiple states under these warnings, watches, and advisories. Very incredible situation. Let's go ahead and take a look at our European model. We're going to walk through that simulated radar on this model and then a few others later on. But here we are taking a look at this morning, and as you can see, it's going to transition from the Rockies in through Oklahoma and Texas. As we speak, it is actually bringing some snow showers already for Oklahoma, Texas, and surrounding states. So this is already underway. Now what we're going to do is we're going to move on, and we're going to move on towards this evening in just a moment. All right, now, as you can see, we're taking a look at maybe about 6 or 7 p.m. there on Sunday, February 14th. Happy Valentine's Day, by the way, guys. I forgot to mention that. I hope everybody has a great day. Now, we're going to have a messy situation down there in Texas and Oklahoma. I know it's probably tempting to go out and do something, but please do not. Find a way to spend Valentine's Day at your own house. Hey, it's kind of nice, actually. You can kind of just chill, make dinner, watch a movie. That's what I would do, honestly, with the weather conditions we have down there. So if you're experiencing some winter weather, just stay home. You can see that there is some moderate snowfall coming down for Texas and Oklahoma by this point. Let's just take this towards about 7 a.m. the next morning, well, maybe 6 a.m. on Monday, February 15th. And as you can see, some heavy snowfall develops for eastern Texas and through Arkansas and Louisiana, where we see freezing rain, significant freezing rain coming down for Texas, most of Louisiana there, and then even in through portions of Arkansas and portions of Mississippi. Now, eventually this starts moving northward, as you can see, for Arkansas, Louisiana, Tennessee there, Missouri, Kentucky, all seeing snowfall, and then that freezing rain even reaching the coast of Louisiana. I mean, this is looking even more significant than before. And as you can see, this eventually moves up into the Mid-Atlantic, the Ohio Valley, the Northeast, where we see moderate to heavy snowfall there for the Ohio Valley and the interior Northeast. And then for some areas east and south of those regions, we do see that freezing rain still coming down at a significant rate, by the way, might I add. And then by the time we're reaching about 11 a.m., you can see this reaches mostly into New England, where we see those major impacts continue for these regions. And then eventually this does move out through Maine, seeing some light to moderate snowfall at the very, very end there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to move on and we're going to take a little sneak peek at that next upcoming winter storm. And then we're going to move on and take a look at some other models like our NAM model, which has done very, very well this year so far. All right, now here we are by about 1 p.m. there on Wednesday. So just starting out just after that storm ends, we can see another winter storm for the similar regions. Very rare situation. It's rare to see one snowstorm like this, but let alone two. This is truly just something, I mean, you can't make this stuff up. It's crazy. But heavy snowfall going on for Texas again, Oklahoma again, Arkansas again, and then freezing rain going on for Texas and Louisiana again. So very interesting situation we find ourselves in. And then again, this moves up into the Northeast, almost a carbon copy of that first winter storm. I mean, this is truly incredible. We're going to have a Patreon post up on the Patreon page with some of the total snowfall amounts and some of the total freezing rain amounts from this second storm. So you can check that out if you are a patron. And if you would like to become a patron, you can check that out as well. Here's our NAM 12KM model, and we're starting out at about, well, 6 a.m. this morning. And this one really picks up on those snow showers that are already in the area for Oklahoma, Kansas, Texas. So this one's already kind of underway as we speak. Let's just move this on towards about, I would say, maybe about 11 p.m. tonight on Sunday, February 14th. And as you can see, Texas and Oklahoma, it gets heavier and heavier by the time we're reaching this hour. The good news here on our NAM model is it has mostly sleet instead of freezing rain. This model is kind of standing alone on that, so I don't want to say that's going to for sure happen. But that would be better than the freezing rain. I promise you it would be better if we saw sleet compared to freezing rain. So we have to hope that that does happen, as opposed to that freezing rain. Eventually, this does move up into portions of Arkansas and Louisiana, mostly there, with still some freezing rain for some of those Gulf states. So this does eventually become an ice storm, just like the European model had, but just not on that western front. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to move on, and we're going to move on towards where this moves up into the Ohio Valley, the Mid-Atlantic, and the Northeast in just a moment. All right, now here we are taking a look at about 11 p.m. there on Monday, February 15th, and as you can see, mostly the Ohio Valley is seeing that heavy snowfall by this point, and that even extends up and through portions of the Northeast, like Pennsylvania, New York, and some surrounding states as well. We do see that freezing rain. There's not really any sleet anymore. It's mostly just freezing rain here on the northern end of this, kind of for the Mid-Atlantic, and even by the time we're reaching about 5 a.m. on Tuesday, February 16th, you can see this actually becomes even more of an ice storm with that significant ice coming down from Virginia, unfortunately, where we just had a significant ice event. I think probably the worst since the 90s is what I've been hearing. So this is already we just had a historic ice storm for these regions, but we could have another one on the way. Maryland, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Rhode Island. You guys aren't spared from it either, as we have those darker pinks indicating the heavier rates of freezing rain coming down. Eventually, by the time we reach about 11 a.m. there on Tuesday, February 16th, you can see it lightens up a tiny bit. We see a little less freezing rain, but still a significant amount coming down. And then by 7 p.m. there on Wednesday, February 17th, you can see it is coming to an end for the most part. All right, now, as far as the total snowfall according to our European model, it's looking quite significant. And I do think that these models are overdoing it. I'll mention that in a minute as we move on to my total snowfall forecast. From me, you will see I have much lighter amounts than what the models are calling for. And that's kind of where that forecasting comes in, and the just knowledge of some prior events. You have to be able to filter out some of the things that the models say. So I'm going to walk you through that. Let's take a look at this, though. In the grays, we're taking a look at about a dusting, if anything. Within those lighter blues, we're taking a look at about 2 to 6 inches of snow. Within the purples, this model thinks 6 to 10, and then 10 to 20 there in the pinks. And you can see those brighter shades there for Oklahoma and even up through New York. That's where it's indicating about 20 inches plus, potentially. Do I think that's going to happen, especially for Texas and Oklahoma? No, I don't think we're going to see 20 inches plus. New York, maybe. Probably not, though, still. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at that freezing rain total according to our European model. If you're anywhere in the brighter pinks, those very light shades, you're looking at kind of a nuisance ice storm. So we would call that under a quarter of an inch. Still enough to really make travel nearly impossible. You're not going to want to be out there at all, no matter what, basically, if you're in any sort of ice on the roads. But as we move into those darker pinks, that's where we see more like what Virginia just dealt with, where we see the quarter of an inch to half an inch, even half an inch to 3/4 of an inch, even 3/4 of an inch to an inch. And there in Mississippi, we see a 1.21 inch amount being picked up by this model. That would be truly a devastating ice storm. That would be bringing down trees, power lines. These storms, even though it doesn't seem like a lot, like you're thinking 1 inch because you're probably comparing it to a snow or a rain event, this is a whole different ballpark here. I know we don't deal with it in southern Mississippi, but if that was to occur, that would cripple the region for weeks. I mean, it's like a hurricane comes through, maybe even worse in some instances. So this is truly not something you want to see happening here. What we're going to do is we're going to move on. We're going to take a look at the total snowfall according to that NAM 12KM model, also the total sleet and freezing rain according to that model. We're going to take a look at a couple other of models' snowfall forecast, and then we're going to get into my official snowfall forecast. All of that is coming up in just a moment. All right, now here we are taking a look at that NAM 12KM model's total snowfall. And as you can see, it's actually pretty similar there to that European model, so I feel really good about the agreement here. These models are pretty on board with each other. As we move on to the sleet, take a look at Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi, where this model is calling for up to 5 inches of sleet to come down. Sleet's interesting. It accumulates to the roads a little easier from my experience than snow. So you would see more significant travel, limitations, I would say, compared to snowfall, but less than freezing rain. So it's somewhere in the middle. Do I think 5 inches of sleet will accumulate in Texas and Louisiana and Mississippi? That is a lot. I don't think so. I don't think we will see that much, but we'll have to see. That's sparing us from the freezing rain, because as we move on to the freezing rain, you can see this excludes all those areas that saw sleet. If it's more like what the European model is showing, we would see freezing rain as opposed to sleet for all of those regions, which seems to be the more likely outcome at this point, unfortunately. But as you can see, this model is also calling for a very significant amount of freezing rain to come down for Louisiana, Mississippi, and other surrounding states further north. But I'm especially concerned for those deep south states where I don't even know if you guys have ever dealt with something like this. Not that I've heard of, not in recent history. So let me know if there's been any significant ice storms down there for the Gulf Coast, or very, very close to the Gulf Coast at least. I mean, I can't recall that ever happening, especially half an inch or more of freezing rain. This would be, I think, historic at this point. But again, anything over half an inch, I mean, you were taking a look at significant, just damaging outcomes. I mean, trees, branches, power lines. The power lines are going to come down from the ice, and also the branches that are falling from the ice being on the branches. So there's multiple reasons why there's just going to be so many impacts. The roads, if they're covered with it, that's a whole mess. You don't even want to deal with that. So there's so many things that come along with it. I don't want you guys to be traveling if there's any freezing rain in your region. So please pay attention. Do not go on the roads. Be prepared to stay in your home, for days. With that being said, though, please seek official guidance from the National Weather Service. I can't emphasize that enough. Please seek official guidance from them. They will have updates on what to do in this situation, so you can always seek the guidance from them. They have it available for sure. Anyway, here's the total snowfall according to that RGEM model. I wanted to show this. It has a little bit less for the Ohio Valley, but generally it's showing the same thing that those other models are showing. The NAM 3KM model here, it has a lot less there for Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, but generally, again, very similar to those other models. So we're seeing good agreement. I just wanted to show you guys that. Here's my official snowfall forecast, and you're going to notice I have a lot less snowfall for some regions. I'm kind of thinking that this might be being overdone by the models, so I think it'll still be historic, because we're at that point where even a lot less than what we're anticipating would still be pretty much historic for a lot of regions there in Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, even Mississippi, Arkansas potentially. So yeah, that goes, I really don't even need to say that. I think everybody knows that at this point. Now, in that purple region, we are going to have mountain snow, but most of that is done. In the white region, a dusting to 3 inches of snow is what I'm expecting there. The lighter blues here, we see 3 to 6 inches of snow expected. Within those darker blue regions, 6 to 10. So for Texas, New Mexico, Oklahoma, up through Kansas and Missouri, and then Arkansas up through a little bit of Mississippi, Tennessee, Kentucky, and some of those Ohio Valley states, and up in through northern New England and the interior Northeast as well. 6 to 10 for both of those regions. And then even 10 to 15 here for two separate regions. Texas and through Oklahoma, and then 1 through Indiana, Ohio, a little bit of Pennsylvania there, then in through New York, northern Vermont, northern New Hampshire, and northern Maine. So that's the 2 bullseyes with this storm. And then I have 1 15-inch plus region there for a lot of the mountainous regions there of New York, the Green Mountains, and kind of north of the White Mountains. There's an area in there. I think they call that the northern country of New Hampshire. So correct me if I'm wrong there. I think that's a nickname they have for that area. Very isolated, but yeah, I do expect that region to see 15 to 20 inches of snow. Some of those isolated regions there. That's my official forecast. This could be a boom or bust situation. Whenever we see a situation like this where it's not really happened before, you don't know how to handle it. So we're taking a look at the potential for this storm to way overperform compared to what I'm showing, or maybe even underperform compared to what I'm showing. Hopefully that's the case. Hopefully we don't see these 10 to 15 inch amounts for Oklahoma and Texas. Hopefully we see a lot less, especially with the freezing rain. Hopefully we see a lot less of that. But regardless, this is my expected amounts with this storm. Anyway, for my confidence tab, I'm at about a 5 out of 6. Again, we're dealing with a more historic or rather unknown type of situation, so I don't really anticipate ever moving up to a 6 with this one. There's going to be a little bit of uncertainty no matter what, as we're kind of heading into the unknown a little bit here. So we're just going to do our best to try to forecast this one and learn from it. I think overall my forecast will do quite well. I'm kind of going somewhere in the middle. I've seen a lot of models calling for a ton more than what I'm calling for, but there has been some that are calling for less as well. So I'm really meeting in the middle there. It could swing either way though, for sure. Anyway, for today's comment of the day, I asked you guys, which states do you think will see the most impacts? And James Marr, who I've been picking quite frequently at this point, said, I think Oklahoma or Texas will see the biggest impacts, and I definitely agree, if not Louisiana or Mississippi, possibly Arkansas as well, just because of the general being further south. I think people are less prepared, obviously. I've been picking James Marr. He picks very straight up comments of the day, so he just answers the questions very directly. If you do that, I will be picking you as well. That's what Zeta Derv used to do as well. So that's why I picked those people a lot. Anyway, for today's patron highlight of the day, I want to thank you all for supporting the channel, but especially our platinum patrons: Sebastian Tao, John Benbenick, James Wade, Dovey Nagel, Alan Belemo, Adam S., Larry LePan, Donna Carnes, Cameron Marshall, and Aiden Mattis. Alongside our diamond patrons: Bill Roberts, Alan Sherry, Marcus Connolly, Noah Harley, Michael Codalessa, Michael Buell, Catbite, Charles Stinnett, Kellen Manhart, It's Jay, Cindy Klein, Mark J, Luke Valego, Gary's, and John Quilisi. If you would like to be a part of this patron end screen of the day, you can do so by joining our very exciting Patreon page in the description and in the pinned comments down below. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Again, be sure to share it with your friends, family, and social media. I will see you guys in the next video.